Welcome, welcome. It's stretch and flexibility. So let's start with a bolster, or you can actually have a couple of blocks if you need to. If you don't have a bolster or a cushion at home, just put a bolster or a couple of blocks underneath your upper back and recline back. So I'm using a bolster here, but if I needed to use a block, I'll demonstrate what that looks like. I would have a block right where my upper back is. And then I would have my second block underneath my head. And then that would still create a nice space. So you could be wherever you're at. You should feel comfortable. So you should feel supported. Allowing the body to subtly melt in towards the mat. So you're releasing, as you scan, you release your feet. Maybe you lengthen your knees and relax your knees. Relax your glutes and your hips. You relax the area of the mid back, the upper back, the lower back. Relax the area of the shoulders, the chest. Relax the area of the neck and the throat, the jaw. Soften your eyes, your eyebrows, and then soften your arms and hands. And then within your hands, relax your fingers. Just a moment to notice your breath after you relax your whole body and you scan it. You're bringing awareness to being present. And then from here, start your breath right at the lowest base or lowest point of your spine. And then inhale as that breath travels up your spine. And then when the breath gets all the way to the highest point of your spine, open your mouth and release it. Let's do that again. Inhale, start the breath at the lowest point of your spine. Let it travel up. Build up the breath. When you get to your maximum, visualize it being right at the top of the spine. And then open your mouth and let it go. Good. Now we're going to control it right back to the beginning. So this time, inhale at the base of your spine. Feel the breath travel up your back and your torso. When it gets all the way to the top of the spine, hold the breath. And then release it through the nose, all the way right back down the spine, so that it ends up right where it started, at the base of your spine. Let's do that again. Inhale from the lowest point of your spine. When you get to the maximum and the highest point, retain the breath. And then control it. As you exhale through the nose, it travels right back down to where it originated. Good. Do that on your own two more times. Good. When you finish that last breath, start to move your fingers. Start to blink your eyes open. Start to move your toes a little bit. And then upright your little torso slowly, because you were down there for a while. And then cross your legs in front of you to the best of your ability. And then grab your bolster. If you're at home, your cushion. If you don't have anything, then don't worry about grabbing anything. But if you have something, grab it. And then as you crisscross the legs, we're going to make sure the right ankle is in front of the left. And we're going to just lean forward from here. If you happen to have a bolster or a cushion, it's good to press it up against the belly. Now, if you don't suffer from herniations on your spine, you can roll into this pose, like you can round your back. That means that with every exhale, if you wanted to, you can move that bolster away from you and you can fold over, rounding your back like a little turtle. We never want to over round our back when there's herniations on our spine. You always want to stay with a really straight spine and hinge from the hips without rounding. So you just want to know that for any class that you take. This is helpful for the area of the low back, the lumbar. Good. Shift yourself up. And then let's do a little seated cat and cow, right? So as we inhale, lift your collarbones, look up, maybe add a little arch to the back. And then as we exhale, pull the chin in. And again, don't over round your back if you have herniations, but you can still pull the chin in. 3 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Let's switch the angle of the feet. So the other ankle's in front. And let's do the same idea. The knees open out. You lean forward, just keeping your spine long, hinging from the hip. Or if you have no contraindications, you round. And just the position of the feet being different does change the stretch. You might even feel this stretch. Like when I crossed my other ankle, I felt primarily the low back. With this ankle, I'm feeling it also in my thighs and in my left hip and part of my left glute. So wherever usually you feel it most is where you're the tightest. And every day is different and every person is different and every pose is a little different. Good. Upright your torso. Now this time we're going to stir the pot a little bit. So you're going to start to roll forward, to the side, back, and to the other side. And then you're going to link the breath with it. So anytime that you have space and you lean back, you inhale. Anytime you subtract space in that belly, you exhale. And then reverse it. Good. Next time you upright your torso, start to roll the shoulders back. One at a time. Then maybe start to encourage your elbows to lead a little bit of the way. And then you can roll the entire arm. And then as you roll, you can start to rotate the torso. Easier said than done. Good. And the next time your right arm comes up, see if you can rotate, 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 rotate. Right hand behind you. Maybe the right knee comes up and maybe you give yourself a nice, gentle twist. Good. And then go ahead and untwist. So this is twisting to the closed part of your back. Now, twist openly, right? So as you twist to the left, maybe you twist and you even soften your elbows. Feel that back twist. Come back. Take that right ankle closest to you. And let's go ahead and roll it again. Roll and twist. This is hard for me. So I don't know if it's hard for you, but it's like my body doesn't want to twist this much when I'm seated. The next, we're swimming. The next time your left arm comes up, see if you can twist and bring the left hand behind you. Bring the left knee up so you can use it as a little anchor. And then give yourself as gentle of a twist as you can. Good. And then twist to the open area. Maybe softening the elbows. Good. So opening the heart, opening the hips, opening the low back, releasing the spine with a twist. Let's move into opening through the intercostal muscles, the muscles that wrap around the ribs. So if you have a bolster, it probably works best with the bolster. So if you're home, get even if it's a couple of cushions and stack them up. We all here are lucky enough to have a bolster. So we're going to get our cushions or bolster and we're going to wrap and we're going to recline on our side, the left ribs right over the bolster. And then we're going to bring the left elbow down. Okay, now take your right leg and bring it back. Take your left leg and bring it forward. So the legs look like a boomerang. Yes. Now from here, keep your block handy because you might want it. Here, Ed, just in case you want it, keep it handy. All right, from here, you can extend the left arm and put a block to rest your head on the block. And then your right arm comes over the head. Some people would like to put their head on their arm instead of a block. You're going to see what your body wants to do. What I would like for you to work on is, if possible, stacking the right hip as direct above the left hip as you can. In other words, don't spin your chest and your belly to the top. Square yourself as best as you can to the side of the room. And then align also your upper arm or your top right arm over your ear. And then you can intertwine or interlace your fingers or perhaps just your thumb. You never want to do this with a block because anything that you do that is firm, believe it or not, can fracture your ribs. So we could do it because we have the soft cushion. And then if you were going to do it with a block, I would have to show you. It's a completely different position. You would never put the blocks under the ribs. So creating space through the ribs, allowing for a nice amount of space through that right side of your torso. Very subtle looking stretch, a very important stretch. Few more breaths like this, and then we will evolve this into something else. Good. Go ahead and come onto that left forearm. Put the block out of the way and come up to a little seat just for a moment. We're now going to move the cushions or the bolster up a little bit because we're going to recline our back on it, like our upper back on it. Now watch what my boomerang legs are going to do is they're going to now stack, and I'm going to get the block and place it right in between my thighs, just so that I can keep a nice little symmetry on my hips. So now, as best as we can, right hip and left hip are pretty stacked, right? Go ahead and rest your left shoulder on that cushion or bolster, okay? You might have to inch yourself down a little bit too, because I don't want your head hanging in space. Keep your legs as they are and try to reach your right arm towards the right. Sometimes the best ideas need to be maneuvered. So make sure that you position the cushion good for you. Like we have these rectangular bolsters, and for me, you feel good. For me, this feels good. If your head doesn't feel like it's supported, I'm gonna have you come back a little bit. That's good. That's okay. Try that. Yes. Feel the difference? So once you support your head a little bit, I know you can fall asleep. So give yourself a nice twist. And you can pull the knees up a little bit more. If you feel like, oh, I need more of a twist. Yeah, that looks really good. Nice. Does it feel good? That's all that matters, really. Few more breaths here. to come out of it, we're going to come out of it like we came into it. So you're going to unroll, take the block out of the way, and then come up to a little seat. And then you can sit however it is comfortable for you, and windshield wipe the legs a little bit from side to side. Hip mobility. Yes. When you're ready, get ready for side B. So boomerang the legs to the right, keep your block handy, organize your bolster. So now it's kind of more over your ribs, not over your back. And recline your little ribs over that bolster. Right forearm to the floor, your block if you need it, to hold your head, which is kind of in front of your arm. And then the left arm can come up and over. So if you don't want to use a block, I have a block kind of in front of my arm like this, but if you prefer to just use your ear to the arm, then that's fine. To me, the block gives it a rigidity and it gives me better support, at least today. Who knows what tomorrow will bring? Do your best to notice and feel the stretch from that left hip bone through the side of your torso, all those little ribs, underneath the arm a little bit. Slowly removing yourself a little bit at a time, right? So releasing the top arm first, coming into that bottom forearm. And then coming up so that you scoot that little bolster up. Stacking your thighs with a block in between your thighs. Trying to bring your shoulders kind of to the bottom part of the bolster so that you can have enough space to hold your neck and part of your head on the bolster. So you end up doing a little rotation. If it feels better without the bolster, you can also try this without a bolster. And then sometimes what I do if I'm having a hard time twisting is I grab my right hand, I grab and encourage my left knee and my left thigh to stay in its place. Then to get a full cervical and spinal twist. You even look to the opposite side of your knees. Good. Untwist before you come up. So go back to where you were. Remove the block and come up. Okay, and then we'll move the little bolster off to the side. Come into tabletop from where we're at. Hands become our little table legs, or arms become our table legs become our table legs. Untuck the toes, lift the tail, lift the heart a little bit. Inhale, curl the toes, look towards your belly button. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. And then last time, inhale, exhale. Good. Stay off your blocks, or if you want to take your first down dog with blocks under your hands, it just gives you a different sensation. You can take your hands over your blocks, and from that same tabletop with your toes tucked, inhale. And as you exhale, come up. Soften those little knees and start off by just focusing on the top part of your dog, down dog. So let's focus on the hands being grounded evenly, the thumb and index finger particularly grounding. And then as you move the awareness up the arm, your inner elbows kind of spin forward just a little bit to give you enough space to not crowd your ears. And then your ears end up aligning with your upper arms because you look straight back towards your feet. And then continuing on, you broaden through the shoulders. So you almost feel like you can puff up your shoulders. You hug in through the belly. So you feel like you're hugging that little tummy in towards your spine. And then you bend and straighten the knees, maybe together at first. Then you start to bend one knee and then the other, separating the feet so that they're about hip distance apart, or if you need to, they could be wider. At any point, you come down to your knees, you take a break. Okay, let's do it together then. Inhale, lift the knees, or heels, I'm sorry, drop the knees. Untuck the toes, sit back. And then let's give your wrists a little treatment. So circle your wrists forward and back. Roll the wrists, snap the fingers. Good, and let's take down dog one more time. I'm gonna do it without blocks for me this time. Same idea, tabletop, curl the toes, inhale, and then I'll go through my same little scanning as I exhale. I work on my hands, my arms and shoulders, my belly. I send my tail up and my knees stay a little soft today. And then as I start to feel like I can lengthen my knees, well, then I do that without sacrificing the length of my back. My back stays nice and straight. Move your head a little bit like you're saying yes if you want. Then you can move your head like you're saying no if you want. Beautiful. Take an inhale. Drop the right knee to the floor. And then as you exhale, we're going to move into our version of pigeon. So I'm going to teach pigeon this way today. But this is not the only way. If you feel overloaded on your right knee, you can do one of two things. You can either soften the back knee and take that soft pigeon like this, or you can come off that leg completely and take your pigeon on your back like this. And if you're close to a wall, you can even put that other foot against the wall, okay? If you want to sit up, this is another version as well, similar to your back. So I want you to find your pigeon. And if you have that little bolster close by and you're taking the pigeon I'm taking, it does feel good to rest your torso on the bolster. Nice, deep, subtle breaths, relaxed breaths. Few more breaths here. If you are in my version of pigeon, the one that I'm showing you here, if you'd like, keeping the same legs, we can simply move the torso a little bit to the left, just to give the hip a different sensation. See what that feels like for you. And then contrary to what you might read or see, sometimes some people say that in pigeon, you have to have the bottom leg completely perpendicular. No, you don't. You need to find what feels good to you. And as long as you're safe and you're not overloading things, then you position yourself well. You don't want to put over pressure on your knee though. But you have to just work with your body, because flexibility and also the way your bones are structured are going to shift your pigeon from your neighbor. So just listen to how you feel. If you want to deepen the stretch, remove the bolster. That will deepen the stretch. Just like 2 or 3 more breaths here. Good. You can start to come back. Maybe come into child's pose. See what that feels like for you. Stretch. If you were taking my version of pigeon, maybe lift the leg, roll the ankle. If you were on your back, you could still do that. Extend the leg that was bent, roll the ankle. And then when you feel okay, you can just rest in child's pose. We'll do the other side. Good. We'll do the other side. Let's take a little down dog before we move into our last pigeon, right? So try it again. Kind of know the little nuggets behind it. So find your down dog. Maybe this time spread your toes a little bit more. Spread your fingers a little bit more. Walk it out again if you want, or stay still. When you're ready, find pigeon on your second side, right? And then keep in mind your sides are different, so you might have to approach the stretch differently. Remember your options and remember that you are in control. And then you can stay, or you can walk your torso a little bit to the side, on this side if you want. Sometimes you just feel good right where you're at and you don't want to move it. And remember, if you have the bolster and you want to deepen it a little bit, remove the bolster. Nice. Come out of it slowly. Lengthen that left leg. Roll that left little ankle. And then we'll roll onto the belly to work a little bit on that chest stretch. So you're on the belly. You move the left arm over to the left. You roll to the left side of the body and put a block under the left side of the face. If you wanted to reach for that right ankle, you could. If you wanted to feel like, oh, I want to add a little extra stretch for that right thigh and hip, you can do that if you want. As long as it doesn't really sacrifice that stretch that you're trying to get to with the chest. Beautiful. Take your inhale wherever you are. And then as you exhale, release, come undone, and we'll do the other side. Open the right arm, roll to the right side, and then support the right side of the face. And remember, it's progressive. So when you initially get into the pose, you might be a little bit more forward. And then as you get a little bit further into the pose, that's when you give yourself permission to go further, even grab that left foot. But don't do it from the get-go. Sometimes you need to have a little time to adapt to the primary stretch. Good, release. Come undone. Stand on your knees if you can. And then shift a little bit from side to side, and then we're going to go onto our back. Send the arms all the way up, inhale. Cactus the arms, exhale. Good. And then go ahead and come onto your back. So however you like to get there. Bring your strap with you. And then we'll pull the right knee in towards the chest. Right. And then we'll lace your little strap. Your straps usually have a buckle, so create a little loop on the arch of the foot. And then take that loop with that arch of the foot and extend the leg to your maximum. Part of the reason why we use a strap is so that we can have full extension of the right knee. Now your bottom leg, make sure it's either fully extended or it could be bent. So if this feels better for you, keep it bent. But if it is fully extended, make sure it's not just hanging out. Point the toes up. And then the arms, same idea. Make the commitment of lengthening the elbows, making sure the arms are straight. So you should feel like you're supported. Your head is grounded. Your shoulders are grounded. Your glutes are grounded. Your low back is not glued on the mat. And then your left foot is either flat and grounded, or if it's extended, then the leg is still grounded with the toes pointing up. You can take a few more breaths here, maybe with each exhale. Notice if you can get the leg a little more close to the head. And then you can open using the right hand, guide the right leg towards the right. You're good. That's part of the deal. Take your strap over your head if you can. Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful. Part of the deal is we put our feet in people's faces. Good. So in this type of pose like this, if you notice that your left glute lifts and you're doing this thing like this, I'm showing you, then you want to bring that left glute down, even if that right leg can't go as deep, right? So you want to keep the integrity of the, mountain type spine. My spine is pretty much aligned. Okay, bring the leg up. Let your left hand guide with that strap the leg to the opposite side. And now on this side, do lift your bum. So you want to lift your glute, but it's your right shoulder that connects to the mat. So there's where your connection is. You're grounding through the right shoulder. You're maybe even looking to the right. Take another 2 to 3 breaths. Come back to center and release that leg. Last leg. So loop around the arch of the left foot. Lengthen the leg. Keep the integrity of the spine. Be gentle with your body. So know that this leg is completely different to the other leg, so you might not have as much space. And then you'll take the left leg and open it towards the left. But we keep the right shoulder down. We keep the right glute down. If you're close to a wall, yeah, you might be able to inch yourself closer to me, Ed, and then put your foot on the wall. That might be kind of nice. Yeah. See how that feels. You can even use the little mold of the door there so your foot stays in place. You come up on the inhale when you're ready. If you have to stay there a little longer, please do. And then you'll move as you exhale to the other side. Connecting your left shoulder down, maybe looking to the left. Nice. Nice. Good. Yes, keep that pressing. Press. And if it feels like it's too much, soften the knee a little bit. Surrender. Maybe don't hold that up tight. Yeah, there you go. Good. Stay longer if you want. When you're ready, you can come up. You hug the knees in towards the chest. Pull the knees in and out a few times in one direction and in the other. And then we sit on our hands and we lift onto the forearms, looking at the toes as we inhale. And then as we exhale, lifting the torso and turning the view backwards. It feels okay. Good. Release, come onto your back. Use your props that you have near you so you can rest. You can rest your legs on the bolster if you want. All there is left to do is rest. So you can rest legs on the bolster, blocks, legs over the block. But scan your body and relax your little feet. And then relax your knees, the thighs, the glutes and the hips. Relax the area of the belly and the chest. The upper back, the shoulders, the back of the neck. Bring awareness to the fingers and the toes. And then you can go ahead and roll to your side. Come up to sit, or you can finish class on your back as well. But we'll bring our palms together regardless of whether you're on your back or you're seated. You can bring your palms together. You can bring to awareness maybe a positive quality you want to add into your day today. And then attach the words "I am" in front of it. And then as we take our next inhale, say that phrase in your mind. And then go ahead and open your mouth. Exhale out all that no longer serves you. Namaste. Namaste. Namaste.